London, England, November 2023. Hey everyone, I'm Patrick from Oakland Travel. At the point this video was recorded, here we are in the not Uber, but like driver service coming from Heathrow, heading up to our hotel in the Maida Vale area of London, which if you look on the map is sort of kind of northwest of like the core. It's in the London area, but it's a little bit northwest.
If you take a train from Heathrow, you come here. Then you have to take a taxi to go down.
Really cool service here. His car was smaller than I thought. There's our Marriott right there. So we're pulling up to it right here on the corner. This would be our home for the next, 8 days or something? 9 days, I guess, after this. Just over a week, which is not a lot of time in London because there's so much to do. Here we are in the Marriott, heading out to the tube station, because we didn't have much time. We were on a tight schedule. Get to the hotel, drop the bags, and go, because we had an excursion that afternoon. So we're on foot from this point. Not too far. We walk up the hill past the Starbucks here that will become our go-to place for breakfast in the morning. You'll see that here in a second on the right.
Waterproof?
Yes.
See, that's the thing with my phone.
I did a lot of research ahead of time, trying to find the best area of London to get a reservation to stay in regards to like transportation, the tube stations, something like this right here for breakfast, the Starbucks kind of thing. Got a little Tesco grocery store thing over here on the right. All the different things necessary if you're going to be there for a week. So this Maida Vale area was probably...
So the Kilburn Park station is down that road.
This is kind of one of the best options.
And see, Tesco Express right here.
You're like a regular person.
It's the look right, look left. First time we're seeing this.
You want me to do it on my phone?
No, I'm using this app.
Oh.
It was interesting. You had to get used to this.
City Mapper.
Because everything is coming from the wrong direction for us.
I didn't download that.
We're used to the United States. And
I couldn't find it.
Yep, just looking at some of the coins we're starting to collect.
the double-decker buses there.
£3 and then
And see, the locals just kind of go. So we start going with them.
follow the crowd here.
Yep, follow the crowd. So right at the bottom of this hill down here is
We need
the
to cross over.
Kilburn Park station, I believe.
Yep.
There's a little pub right over there on the right side of the screen, just off
See?
camera.
You can
We ended up having dinner there one night. It was good. Very good.
just about see the sign from here, the underground sign.
So the made of
Oh
the
yeah, they are electric.
the hotel here is pretty close to the tube station,
least
which is
one of
really
them
nice.
is.
Pretty much walk out of the hotel or walk down the hill and you're in the station. And then from that point forward, of course, the metro network in London is ideal because you can go almost anywhere
Yeah, maybe.
because it's such a comprehensive set of stations and lines, and it does get to be a little interesting navigating it for the first time if you're not used to it. And so you have to use the apps and things like that. But here's the Kilburn Park station. Got the little ATM-like machines right there at the front where you can check your balance, put additional money on your card. We started out with the Oyster
What?
card for tourists. There's a kind of a special one like what we bought where it's meant for visitors to the city. And so I think when
Remember, we got to tap out at the other station.
I got him at the first
Yeah, remember you got to tap to egg. Yeah.
when we were still home, when I got them, I put 50 pounds on them, which was a good start. I think I only had to put money on the card once.
Sometimes it'll be open.
As during the trip, I think one other time I had to put money on there, and not much, like maybe another 25 pounds per card. So
Down into
deep underground. Now, what's interesting about this is the temperature change, because up on the street level, it was cold. And then you get down here and all of a sudden it's like 85, 90 degrees down here. And you start cooking.
It's coming up now.
So drastic changes in temperature, and you've got to be prepared for that.
Oxford service.
So we were heading to Green Park, I think, which is where our excursion was going to start. And so we already had to start figuring out how to navigate our way down to Green Park.
Customer safety information when on
It's a little bit like a call center dish.
Oh, right.
Set up.
Yeah.
But they also look at the stuff behind the boards as well.
Yeah.
All right, Green Park.
12:27. Damn, it gets hot in that thing. Freaking like 80 degrees down here.
So it's the Green Park station coming back up to ground level. And this was, I don't know if you heard me mention it to Maria earlier in the video, you have to tap out. Because if you don't tap out right here, then their system will just assume that you went all the way to the end of the line or whatever, and it'll charge your balance more than it should. So you have to tap in and tap out in order to get accurate, you know.
Yeah, I was thinking to my dad.
So Green Park, yeah, kind of a legendary location in London. And right around the corner here, you'll see us kind of hook the corner and go up
We
the
have to
sidewalk.
get to the Ritz.
And our thing started right in front of the Ritz Hotel.
Well, let's make sure we know where we're going first.
Lots of shopping, of course. Lots of street vendors going on here. So you got to be careful that you pick good, reputable ones. So at this point, our tour is off and running. And it's a huge walking tour of London. And this lady right here with the umbrella is our tour director.
Fantastic. Okay.
Outfit is. They only wear that on days like today. And also we have the engineering regiment today. That is probably the least exciting ones to see. If you come back in the next couple of days, they might have switched around. But it's because usually what we all think we're going to see are the guys with the big caps, right? But obviously there's, well, only these guys, the ones that don't get their caps, so we just aren't here on the right. When they basically, anytime they change, they just sit down outside. That's the thing. So the changing of the guard technically happens every 2 hours. So the next one will be, well, we might actually, if we could potentially catch it like here on cards. Usually it's around 2 o'clock. That all changes depending on how they go. Sometimes it's 10 been to. Sometimes it's 10 past. And he happens to be there. Oh, once more.
What?
They shut it in. If you go up to Scotland, you will have the Scottish and the Irish lions switched around. Because obviously you're up in Scotland, so it's never actually supposed to be a palace. It actually started off as a house. Obviously when I use the term house, guys, I mean
That was cute. That'll be elements.
kind of our bearings, right? This is Lancaster House here. This is the other side of it now. But I'm talking about this White House, peeking through the leaves here.
This is St. James's Palace, something like that.
So when the king is here, it will be 2 guards on those ones. Because you have 2 on Clarence side and then 2 on Clarence. So we are going to hopefully it's a roast.
Ferraris, horses, carriages.
Down the mile. Now, really quickly, let's have a little look. I think we might have put this ad in the building down here. Right. So this big open space here isn't St. James.
4-hour flight, just about, or something just
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I mean, it is really silly. Yeah, definitely a stopover included, isn't it? That's why I tend to only go back every 2 or 3 years. Right, let's cross on. The reason for this is good old Edward VII, yeah, the guy who dedicated all that stuff to his mum. He came along, his birthday was in October, not November. It was in November time. He hated having his birthday in this type of weather. And so what do when you're the King of England? Make a new day. Exactly. Change it to June. So that's exactly what he did. And so that's why we celebrate now the sovereign's birthday in June. So
Now it looks like he has the boots on like he rides a horse.
exactly. This is part of the horse guard.
Yeah, horse guard. He's got
So
the boots on.
these guys, they have check, because they, like I mentioned, it's Horse Guard Parade. We have the Horse Guards guarding it. He is not on his horse, obviously, at the moment, but every, I think it's half hour, they've got to 15 minutes, they've got to come out. They have to check this side, and they also go out and they check the front and the horses at the front.
History everywhere. Hundreds of years of history all around. 16th century this, 17th century that. Yeah, look at all the World War II memorials over there.
Right. Now I've stopped this here because in front there's not actually too many people, which is nice for us. But there's only one specific spot that you can see, number 10 Downing Street, which is around. This is the time we might take the umbrellas down. It's the Abbey. So this is this little church in front. It's the massive thing behind it, right? That is Westminster Abbey. And this church is very important to this country because it is around 1,000 years old. So it's very, very old. No, there's another bit where they build. And you go there and there's a bunch of deathly hallows, like people
Yeah, the river's right over there. The river's right over there. Yep. It's right around on the other side of Big Jet. Hardly.
tickets, your cards, and just tap along here. I'll come in after you. Once you go through, just wait by this sign to our left.
You got on the which one you got on that?
Yeah, that's good. Oh, it's one of the stations that where you can change lines.
5, 6, 7, 8. Don't forget small, but I always remember.
Oh, there's the river boats. I thought I was recording earlier and I wasn't. I had to turn the LED back on. Yeah, I thought I was freaking recording.
I can't tell.
Well, I turned it back on.
Yeah, I would rather see that working than have to snap it.
Well, the thing is, you see it blinking on the front too.
Where'd she go?
She's over here.
So, we're kind of going, what we're doing is we're going to go from Blackfriars into Southwark. And I'll tell you a bit more about Southwark when we actually get to it. But while we're here, just because it's a perfect time to take a little moment, I've got to talk a bit about the Thames. This massive river that us. Yes, it is the Thames. I'm not saying, or the Tamies, as some people heard someone say before as well. No, it is very annoyingly the Thames. And it is a super important river to the history of London, because this is what, this whole thing is the reason why the Romans set up camp on the other side of the river. What we're looking at now, basically, that is where the Romans set up camp back in 43 AD, so a really, really long time ago. They chose this spot because it was an amazing place to have you've got an incredible port opportunity here as well. But it's just also great in terms of defence. So basically what ended up happening was back in 43 AD, the Romans came along and they thought, we need to build a city, but we want to build a city that has loads of defences, right? And so they thought, okay, we're going to start building Londinium, which is where London comes from. And they're there, and you're looking down at the floor, most of the and you actually see this. It's kind of like a hidden thing. Yeah, an Easter egg. But the really sad thing is now that they're renovating on this bridge,
You go to Paris.
council wanted to take up all of the pieces of gum. And so they were going to destroy 20 years of his life. But he managed to get them to say
Yeah,
78.
think so.
There's a baker, and he goes down at about 1 a.m, he lights his oven, and then he goes back to sleep. This is just what he does every day. But alas, today is different, because there is a little ember that comes out of the fire. It's a good way for the rich people to get as far away from the stink of the groundlings as possible. The groundlings never bathed, so obviously they were stinky. And the higher you were, the further away you were from it, so it made a lot of sense. But it also has that open air, okay? That wasn't because the groundlings stunk, although it probably helped with that.
Swan. That looks fancy. Shakespeare's Village.
From all of the world.
The river's quiet at night. This is the Cuddy Sark.
Oh, no, I'm making myself hungry for dinner, so.
This is the Cuddy Sark, isn't it?
No, it's not. Cuddy Sark, if you're interested in going, is in Greenwich, which I highly recommend you go to. Because it's beautiful. Right, no, this is the Golden Hind. The Golden Hind, this is much like the Globe, it's a recreation of the original.
Yep.
Not just yet, because actually I realise that the wind is coming down there, so I don't want to stop us right there. Because this is what I want to talk about, this cathedral. And only very briefly as well. This is Southwark Cathedral, and apparently back in 605, it started off as a little monastery. I say apparently because there is only written proof of this, no actual physical evidence. Nice and easy for you to know.
Fish. Right here. It's fish.
Walk up. Do you have fish? Okay.
Borough Market. Oh, look at this, kind of cool.
Yeah. So
Oh, this is
right there.
the other side of the.
So that's the pub. We have a nice little shop, the cathedral here as well. But if you want to go to the underground, you want to cross. Actually, the best way is crossing at these lights here, walking up this side, the other side of the street.
She was really cool.
You can't miss it. It's right down there. You'll see a big sign for the underground.
And if you're wondering, she's from New Zealand, because that accent kind of threw me. I couldn't figure out, like, you know, English, Australia, New Zealand, but she's from New Zealand. So right in the area where the tour stopped, we decided to have dinner right here. And it was very good. Kind of a noisy environment, as you can tell, but the beer and the food was very, very good.
I should have went that way. I went that way coming back up. I went that way going down. Yeah, I was going right through the bar, right through the heart of happy hour. So we're on the second floor. We're on the second floor. Actually, there's a third floor too. You see that?
And so then, of course, after dinner, it's time to go back down underground. And you see this escalator here in a second. Look how deep underground we're going. This reminds me of Prague in the Czech Republic, because they've got some pretty seriously deep tube system stations and tunnels and everything there. And some of the ones in London, they are no joke. Heading back to the hotel in Maida Vale. And coming up in the April 2025 experiences video from London, we will pick up on the second day of the tour. The vacation, I should say. So that's coming up in April. So each month we will do an experiences video on each individual day of the vacation, because we recorded a ton of footage during this trip.
This says the Northern Line or something.
Yeah, Jubilee.
Northern? I don't know if there's like a Southern and a Northern or what.
Going to Baker Street. So we'll have to look at the signboard to see. Because I'm not sure if it's north or south.
Right. We're heading towards the northern one, so.
We're going to the Jubilee line.
No, it said northern this way, Patrick. Exactly. That's why I asked back there.
No, the northern's going left.
It said northern this way. So.
See, what's
See? Oh, northern line.
Yeah, it's a different line.
I could have sworn we were heading in that direction.
Yeah, we just have to look to see if the map is to us.
Which way do we need to go?
I don't know yet. I got to look at the board.
Okay. So this is western. We need to go to.
West
This is
Carolina, Baker Street.
Baker Street.
That's what we got.
Okay.
And Baker Street put us on the Baker Loop. Yeah, this is it. Borough of Brent.